Oh, hello, Ellie.
Hello, hello.
In the hot seat.
We're ready?
I'm going to interview you.
No, I'm interviewing you.
Oh, okay. Yes, Mom. Yes, Mom. Sorry.
Everyone knows Daniela, but do you want to do a quick introduction on who you are and what you do?
Hi, everybody. My name is Daniela Torelli. I am a welding technical advisor here at the CWB Association, and I'm also the welding podcast manager. If you want to follow me on Instagram, shout out Think Pink Welding. I've been a welder. I'm a welder by trade. I've been in the industry for 9 years now, which is kind of crazy to think about. And I've worked for CWB for 4 years now, which has also been awesome.
Already 4 years.
I know. It's crazy.
Wow, I remember you when you first started. How did you get into welding?
A leap of faith. So in high school, I struggled so hard. I was not good in school at all. I actually dropped out. In grade 12, I dropped out the very beginning of grade 12 and then realized, okay, that was a mistake. I should go back. But, after high school, looking back, I was a hands-on learner. And I didn't, unfortunately, have a teacher to notice that and recognize that. But I was not good with tests and sitting at a desk, and I couldn't sit there. So in grade 12, when I went back, I just needed a few more credits to graduate. So I was like, okay, what can I do that's hands-on and that's not sitting in English class or, I wasn't good at math at the time. And I took automotive mechanics at my high school, which was a very small farm town high school, and I was the only girl in the class. And in that class, I learned how to weld. Very basic. We had one welding machine, one little tiny welding table, and very, very basic, and got to do some oxy-fuel cutting, and that was my exposure to welding. Graduated high school, I went in 1 year and out the other, that I was like, okay, I like welding, but I never really considered it as a career at that time. I was very much animal. I'm a huge horse lover, ride horses, love animals, and I wanted to go down the vet technician world, but I did that for a few years, and I worked in clinics and worked on horse farms, and they just really don't make a lot of money. And I was looking, as a young adult, I was looking for that financial independence. And I wanted to have my own apartment. I wanted to live by myself. I didn't want to depend on my parents. And everybody was saying, the money's in the trades, the money's in the trades. And I remember sitting on my computer one night, on the Ontario College of Trade website, and I'm looking at all the different careers and different types of trades and what they do. And I got to the bottom of that list, W for welding. And I was like, huh. I'm like, my teacher in automotive class years ago, said, hey, Daniela, you're actually really good at welding. And at the time, went in 1 year and out the other. But years later, when I graduated, I was like, welding. And it was a fluke. I found a 1 year welding technique program, which is a very basic introduction program at Sheridan College. And this 9 years ago, it was actually in Oakville. Now it's in Brampton. So from Tottenham, I applied. I got in within a week because the program was supposed to start within a month.
Oh my gosh.
And it's still open for application. And I immediately got accepted. And I was like, okay, I'm
doing it.
I'm going to school for welding. Okay, let's, and it was so nerve-wracking telling my parents, telling my family, by the way, I'm going to school in a month for welding, and there was a shocker. They were like, what? And I tried it. It was a leap of faith. I was, so scared, and I fell in love with it, and I never looked back since after that program.
That's awesome. When you are welding, in the spare time that you have, what is your process?
I like TIG welding. For me, the TIG torch and the filler metal, it's like a dance. Once you put your helmet down, it's therapy. It's just, I love it. I unfortunately, as a mom, you don't get as much time for yourself sometimes. But when I do, I try to get into my garage and try to create some metal art. It's my little therapy.
Awesome. And what were you most excited to see here at Fabtech today, or this week?
It's been a very hectic and busy week for us here at the CWB with our CanWeld conference and Fabtech Canada. Yesterday was probably the busiest day, and I love seeing the people. I love seeing the floor filled all these people that are walking around just in awe of all the machinery on the show floor. Like, it's just so exciting to even see the technology that's out there. I mean, I still get amazed when I'm walking around. The little time that we do get to walk around and see the different companies and the technology that's been, evolved, and it's eye-opening and it's exciting. So it's really cool to experience that. And that's, anyone that's never been to Fabtech, like, just come out. Like, it is so cool to walk around and see, because sometimes when we're working, whether you're in a shop or you're a student or whatever it may be, you're in your own bubble. Your town, your company you work for, whatever it may be, what machinery you have around you is what you get used to, especially as a student. Whatever welding machines you have in that welding program, that's all you know. When you come to these shows, these trade shows, you're exposed to everything, and it blows your mind and it excites you. It makes you more excited to be a welder, to work in the welding industry. Like, it's that excitement, and that's what we have to fulfill, and that's what will help us grow, right?
For sure. You can watch as many YouTube videos on this stuff, like seeing the machines in action, but seeing it in person,
oh my God,
is a different story.
It's unreal. So cool.
Awesome. Thinking back to your younger self, what advice would you have for someone looking to get into the trades?
I need to get it as a tattoo soon, but it's one of my favorite quotes, and I always tell everybody, I have it like on my laptop, desktop background, and it's feel the fear and do it anyway.
I love that.
It's one of my favorite quotes. It's so simple, but it's just, trying something new is so scary. Doesn't matter how old you are, whatever type of skill it is. We just had 4 women on a panel here at Fabtech, and they, they're amazing women in their careers. But for them, at whatever age they're at, sitting on a stage floor with everyone staring at you, it was nerve-wracking for them, and for anybody, right? So but they're there and they're doing it and they're trying something new, and it doesn't matter how fearful or scared you are, but it's getting out of your comfort zone. Like, it's just try it. You don't know unless you try.
Yeah, well, that's awesome advice. Thank you. I got a little goosebumps. What was my last question? You kind of killed it with that last ending, but I guess looking at the future of welding, what excites you? What are you looking forward to seeing more at the next Fabtech, perhaps?
I mean, the diversity. When I started out 9 years ago, there was very few women in my welding program, and even that I worked with throughout my career. And seeing more women in the trades, it's so exciting. And the CWB Welding Foundation, they have Women of Steel camps. They're just targeted for women, and like, they're full every time they host them. And it's so cool to see more women excited and being exposed to it. You see a lot of banners from companies that have women welders on their banners. I mean, unreal. And that just, it's showing them, it's in your face, and that's what we want to see. And the diversity in the welding industry. I'm just so excited for it.
Amen.
Yeah, let's go, girls.
That was
let's
awesome.
go.
Thank you so much for your time, Daniela.
Thank you so much, Ellie.
And for everything you do.
Thanks so much. Take care. Woo! Okay, Max, we're taking over the podcast.